How's the new silverware?
I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
So the guys found bones when they were digging out there today.
Wait, what? Okay, this is our outdoor patio area. This is the main lodge. And we have big plans for this area. I'm so excited. This area, it's a little bit later in the day right now, but in the early morning, around breakfast time, this patio area is my favorite area on the entire property. It's so pleasant right here and shaded and cool. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna dig out right here so that we can add a giant fireplace and a new retaining wall. The fireplace will come up. It will just be a gorgeous statement, and we'll have string lights off of it, and then all new patio furniture out here. This is gonna be what I'm hoping is like the main and favorite hangout spot on the whole property. But yep, I'm excited.
Good.
It's gonna be quite the statement, this whole patio.
It's gonna cover this whole patio. And the patio is extending over to that wall that is now.
Not only is this patio the most magical place in the morning, it's also Willow's favorite place at night because after dinner, her favorite thing to do is to go out there and catch toads. And some of the toads are small and some of the toads are huge. And they inevitably pee on her, but she doesn't care because she is a total wild jungle child.
Oh my gosh, turn around and show Dad. Show Dad.
What'd you get? Ah! I don't want him to pee on me. Oh, yeah.
We never expected to find this when we decided to expand our outdoor patio area at the resort. But our construction team started digging out the side of the mountain and we were finding all kinds of Mayan artifacts, which is very common around here. The Mayans that lived at this property lived here for over 300 years. So you really can't dig a hole anywhere without finding some kind of Mayan artifact. But as our guys continued digging, they started finding more and more artifacts, and what seemed to be two large fire pits with huge amounts of soot and ash that you could see in the side of the mountain. And then the craziest find of all.
You were digging down there with them for a while, right?
Yeah, I was. I was digging down there with him, and I was looking at the artifacts, and Ebbe come over and he said, "We found bones."
Teeth and bones. This was not just some scattered artifacts that we were digging out here and that they had found.
And then at the fourth day, that's when they found bones over to that side. And then we were like, we didn't know what to do next because, well, you know, this is something ancient and something that's very delicate as well.
I mean, you think we have to report it? We probably have to report it.
Yeah, I don't, like, honestly, when I came down and I saw the bones, I just wanted to go up and crawl into bed because just the overwhelming emotion of the whole thing.
Well, and what I'm nervous about is, like, we didn't know that it was there, and we dug it out innocently, but what if we get in trouble? Like, what if we mess something up?
Yeah, I don't know.
This area had some serious significance, so we stopped all the digging and we called Christoph, who is the archaeologist who originally excavated the huge Mayan plaza that we have on site, and he had excavated that over 20 years ago. So Christoph explained that we would need to apply to the archaeology department in Belize to get what is called a salvage dig. And this would allow us to go through the process a lot faster. We could hire an archaeologist to come in, finish digging out the area that we had started so that we could then finish putting up our limestone wall and finish our patio area. I just thought that this was going to be a quick project, and I thought, like, we're planning to be finished with that in like a week, and we have the investors coming. It's stressful. I don't know what's going to happen and how long it could take.
So the archaeology department is coming in maybe like 30 minutes. It's Belizean time, so it might be an hour and a half, but
Never really quite sure.
they said they're coming around noon. There were a bunch of things that were pulled out of the patio that we never even got pictures or videos of, and I'm afraid they're gonna disappear from our property and go back for analysis, and we won't have any pictures or videos. But the plan is that we're going to submit for a permit to be able to display some of the artifacts.
We have a plan to build a little museum in our Mayan plaza so that visitors that come here can really actually see the artifacts and find out all the details about them. The archaeology department came out and we were a little nervous. We didn't know what to expect. We had dug this out completely innocently, not knowing what was there. And as soon as we had found the bones, we had stopped everything, but we still didn't know how they would react.
This is Andres and Paul from the archaeology department, Belize Archaeology Department, and they've come at our request because we found some artifacts and what we believe to be human remains. And so they're going to assess the situation and let us know how we can make sure that we extract whatever archaeological significance is here and that we don't proceed until we've done it.
They were so nice and so awesome. They gave us a really good idea of what that process would look like, and we got started on that process.
We have a process of assessment. So we're out here assessing to see what's the best course of action. Usually we tell people the first choice is that you redesign your development, right? If you're trying to build and there's a mound in your way, we say, well, maybe we can redesign and build along it.
I was here when I did a documentary for the SWRD on television, and I never thought that I'm going to retract my step back again. So I'm happy that Paul, brought me in. I say I'm happy I'm back again. I never thought that I'm going to do this back again.
There were so many things that we had been wondering about these artifacts that we had found, and so it was amazing to have these two guys come out from the archaeology department. They were able to answer so many of our questions and give us a good idea about all of these artifacts.
The quality of clay, which is known as kaolin clays. Kaolin clays are the best material for making pottery.
Okay.
And then whenever you broke it, you see like teeny little shining pieces. That's shell. They crush the shell.
Oh, really?
And then they mix it with the
With the clay?
so it serves as a fiber, so it doesn't break during the baking.
Wow.
They walked us through the clay pottery pieces, the chisels, and the obsidian pieces that we found, the arrowheads and the metate and mealing stone. And they were able to tell us that finding whole specimens like the arrowheads that we found is really not very common. And so these were really good artifacts that we had found.
You see, this is a frag of a manual metate. Yeah.
That's the base for the
This
metate.
this is the base and this is the top, the smoothest part. Only has not been washed, it does look like that. But this was not this in particular, but something like this. They used to grind the corner.
For the
This is
grinding.
a lot bigger.
And then the most interesting thing of all, and the thing that everyone was wondering about, including us, was, do you think those are human bones or animal bones?
No, those are human.
Those are human. Those are human.
Wow.
Definitely they're human.
These were actually human remains that we had found, which is crazy to think about. These artifacts and human remains have been buried in this dirt for over 1,500 years, and we were some of the first people to hold and see these artifacts in 1,500 years. It's just incredible. So that was so fun to be able to look through all of these and see what is there, and to really consider these people that lived here on this site for over 300 years and what their lives must have been like. Seeing all of these artifacts and remnants of the people that lived here, I just can't help but think they are human beings just like us, with the same feelings and emotions and hopes and dreams. I mean, not the same hopes and dreams, but like wanting to be healthy and happy and have their families,
Yeah.
but then living such a vastly different life from what we're living.
It's just it's such a simple life. Like you think about, I think that's a lot of why they lived with extended family, like just out of necessity, right?
Yeah, I've got stuff on my hat
You
here.
got it all over your hat. I've been noticing that the whole time.
Dang it. They said that we would most likely qualify for a salvage dig and that the process would take about 2 weeks. So we applied for the salvage dig permit and we waited. And what was supposed to take only 2 weeks has now taken over a month, and in the meantime, we had some torrential downpour at the resort.
Oh my gosh, look at how much water there is here. This is insane compared to where the levels were before it started raining. We haven't been down here since then. The stream has already receded 6 feet, so I can only imagine where this was at the height.
And the rain just kept coming and coming and coming. And this open hillside was collapsing more and more.
Our plan was to dig it out and then put up a retaining wall right away. And we dug it out, and then they said, okay, you got to stop. And then we got like, I don't know, probably a couple feet of rain in a couple of weeks. And all the ground got saturated and it just started falling down.
Just crumbling. You can see all of this. This had been straight from this point down, and so all of this was crumbling down.
So we just made this makeshift retaining wall real quick and put up tarps to keep the end section of the upper ground from getting it saturated, and then we dug a trench to drain the water off of this and drain it over to that side.
Were they doing this in the rain?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. The hillside has been torn up for months. We have no idea when we might get our permit. We have no idea when we might be able to get the archaeologists out here to finish this salvage dig and to finish up our patio. But overall, we just feel like this project has been so interesting and such a cool link to the past to be able to see the rich history of this site that we are on and to feel a connection to these ancient Mayan people that lived here. They lived exactly where we're living right now. We can't wait to hear back, and we will keep you updated on what happens with this crazy finding of human remains at our resort in the middle of the jungles of Belize. Oh, Willow's gonna swim across the bridge. Willow.